Hello again viewer, welcome back to 54A. I'm going to try what's known as an economy bowl today. I know lots of people have done them. I've never tried one before, so it's a bit of an experiment. I've still got a few of these strips of oak and mahogany etc. left over. So what I've done is glued a few together and drawn some circles on them. I'll show you. There we go. Right, glued a load of strips together. They're in actually two halves at the moment. I'll show you in a minute. I've marked out some rings, which is where I'm going to cut on the bandsaw hopefully. Now what is difficult is cutting out a complete circle on the bandsaw. So what I've done is got them in two halves. Then I shall take each half, sorry about the sun, cut each half out on the bandsaw and then glue the halves back together again, hopefully. So I'll get the bandsaw all set up and I'll see you in a minute. Well, you get the idea. I'll cut through the rest now and then get back to you with the next stage. Okay, that's that done. Wasn't the easiest of jobs on that little bandsaw, but it's worked. So you end up with a load of pieces. The next job is to glue each half back together again. If I can show you. Like so, that half to that half, etc. Again, gluing up, a bit boring. We'll get onto that later. Quick update on the table saw. Great, I'm really pleased with it. As you can see, it's worked well, it's covered in dust. I made a little router station tucked away under my bench. Cut all that up on the table saw, very accurate. What else have I got? Oh, I'm just experimenting with a little sort of Dremel tool Panther router, which I've just made. A few little adjustments got to be done to that. And up in the roof, my new toy, which is whirring away at the moment. You can probably hear it. It's not too loud actually, just works away nicely in the background, gets the dust out of the air, very efficient. Anyway, back to the old gluing, and I'll get these glued up and I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so everything's cut, everything's nice and dry. Actually I left it overnight. Right, some segments, I've sanded them off just on each side, just so we get a nice glue joint. Now what I want to do is try and keep it in line. I was thinking of turning the actual grain pattern 90 degrees, but I'm having second thoughts and I want to keep everything nicely in line if possible. So the first stage, make sure you've got everything. Well, you do it as you want, so you could do it, you can see at 90 degrees, you could do it any degrees, you just offset it slightly if you want to, but I want to keep the lines in line if possible. So it's just a question now of gluing up, get it as central as possible, glue on, weight or clamp, then the next one, etc., till you've got all four. So I shall get on with that. In the meantime, I've got some more pieces. Just zoom out a bit if I can, that's it. This is going to make it a base, because the base of the actual bowl is going to be very narrow. It's only a couple of inches at the most. So to make it a bit more stable, I've glued some more strips up in blocks of 5. There's no glue in that middle bit there, so I'll be able to stack one on top of the other, make a sort of conical shaped base, hopefully, and that'll be the next job. But that's just been glued up now, so I'm going to get on with the gluing up of this stack of rings, and I won't bore you with that. Everybody knows how to put glue on by now, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, this is the base. Got it all glued together. I've rounded it off. I'm just going to cut a mortise in here now to take my jaws in expansion mode, so I'll just get on with that. I think I want it roughly about there, should do it, I think. That marks where I roughly want it. I'll get the scraper on it now. This is very hard wood. That's my mortise to go into my jaws. I'm just going to give it a quick sand and probably polish that bit. Might not be able to get at it again. And it's more stable as it is. Bet you can't guess what I've got in this bottle. Right, I've just got to get that turned round now and set up in the jaws of my chuck, so I'll see you in a minute. Right, that's all chucked up. Now, because the base of this bowl, let's see, get it shot for you, it's very small, I want to try and make a sort of slanting mortise to go here, not very deep, just to give it the base of the bowl something to actually sit in when I glue it on. So that's my next job. Just cut a bit of a mortise in there and see what happens. A little bit more. And we're just about there. I'll just give it a snug fit into that base, a bit of extra gluing area. So next job is to get that glued up, supported somehow, and the next stage will be to turn the bowl down if it doesn't fall apart. See you later. Right, seems to have stuck alright. I'm going to do a bit of work on the outside now. Might do a bit of shaping on this base, or might leave that till later. The usual stuff. I'm just going to work with my favourite, the scraper, and see how it goes. That seems to be coming on quite nicely. It's very slightly out of balance, but that's just me gluing the rings together, I suppose, more than anything else. I'll carry on with the outside then, and see you later. I've took quite a bit off the outside. I'm putting a bit of shape on this base now, because if I slip on the base and it goes into here, at least I've still got a bit of finishing off to do, so I should be able to rectify it. So here we go. I'm using this small, about 3/8, I think it's called a fingernail gouge, the way it's ground back anyway. I don't usually use gouges a lot, you know that, but I've got to get in here very tight, and it seems to be working alright. Maybe I can use them after all, so I'll carry on anyway. I've got to get into this angle as close as possible, see. nice and gentle. Oh, it definitely works. I might start using this a bit. Yeah, got a bit to go yet, so I'll carry on, but I'll see you later. Well, the outside's got a good basic shape now. It's got quite a lot of finishing to do on it. Go over it with very fast speed with the scraper or something. But I'm going to get onto the inside now, and while it's still holding together, maybe my luck will hold out. I'll set the camera up anyway. As you can probably hear, it's this outer top ring that's the most out of balance, which is why I'm trying to get it back into shape now, and it'll even everything up. So the noise might sound a bit bad, but it's just knocking off the top edges. Well, we're getting there slowly. The trouble is with these strips of wood, they are so dry, they're very unforgiving. There's no giving them whatsoever. So you've just got to take very gentle strokes, very gentle all the time. It'll take some time, but it's getting there. I shall persevere. Oh, it's coming on nicely now. Just got to get right in there, preferably with the carbide scraper, I think. Right, see you in a bit. I'm just merging the actual base with the side now with the round carbide scraper. Yep, just a little bit more work. Just a few fine scrapes. It's coming on nice, that is. That's better. a bit of fine scraping work all over the outside and the inside now, and then I'll get on to sand it. Better. It's quite a shine on this already. I haven't put anything on it yet. I've been using these micro mesh sheets. They start off at 1500 grit and it goes right, I think there's 9 of them, it goes right up to 12,000 grit, and it puts a really nice finish on. They come in the sheets, or they come in these little sponge foamy pads, same grits, 9 of them. I love them, I think they're great. You get a really nice finish, that's if you don't mind sanding. But, there we go. Right, now for the sanding sealant. Put a board over the bed. This doesn't come out too bad. It's not the best thing I've ever done, but it was something I hadn't tried before, so it's all experience. Yeah, I'll just let that sanding sealant dry a bit and then go over it with the Scotch-Brite pad. I've just put the second coat of wax on, so I had 2 coats of sanding sealant. It's already had 1 coat of wax and polished up. I've just put the second coat of wax on. Just going to buff it up now, and I'll call it a day on this, I think. Well, there's the finished thing. Yeah, I like it. I managed to do it. I managed to keep all the strips nicely in line. So that's got to be good. The finish is pretty good on it, and I like the little foot. It gives it a bit of stability. It would have been too narrow otherwise to stand up properly. There you go. They call them economy bowls because you usually make them out of 1 flat plank, 1 flat piece of wood. I didn't have anything like 8 or 9 inches wide, so I used these strips, but I used the same method. Economy bowl because there's hardly any waste. You've seen the way it's done. Great idea. Bit of a pain to make. I don't know if I want to make too many of them, but it's turned out okay. There you go, Keith's economy bowl. get this set up again. So that's it. Another little project. So I've only been turning 6 months. I'm still learning all these processes, which is why I do these odds and ends now and again. Just want to do the method. If it turns out nice enough, fine. If not, I've still learned the method and learning all the time. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. There is one shout out I want to give today. It's to somebody. They're not wood turners, but I just want to thank them, myself and Sheila. Their names Lynn and Rod, or Lynn and Dave as we like to call him. They know why we're thanking them, and we're so grateful we can sleep soundly at night. So thanks Lynn and Dave, you know what it's for. So what can I do next? I have to have a think now. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends. Bye.